I was going to do a review of To Kill a Mockingbird, but I thought so many people already know what it's about and so much has probably already been said about it that I thought I'd do a little bit of a different take. So this is going to be more of like a personal musing, I guess, on To Kill a Mockingbird and on reading it for the second time. The first time I read To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, it was year 10 in high school, so I was about 15 years old. And this is one of those books that was assigned that I absolutely loved. And believe it or not, and scarily, it has been 7 years since I was 15. I don't know how this happened, but it turns out that I have grown old and I've become an adult. Yep. So I haven't read this since I first read it in high school. And as I read it this time, I started to notice a lot more that I'd either forgotten about or that I just was able to pick up more being 7 years older. The first thing I'd forgotten about with this book is how easy it is to get sucked into the world. I had a little bit of a different experience with this time around because the first time I tried to read it, I really didn't understand the first paragraph. I remember reading over and over the first few lines and it just was not sinking in. But I do remember that once I got past that and once I was into the story, I couldn't put it down. And I remember in class that people had to read it out and I was kind of like reading ahead. Like I was always like 3 pages ahead and then I would just skip back whenever there was any kind of discussion or question. That's the way that I rebelled in high school. So this time around I was sucked straight into the story from the very first sentence. Something that hasn't changed is the fact that I love Scout's point of view. I love her voice and the way she tells the story. I noticed how important that first sentence is this time around because I kind of forget as I'm reading that it's all building up to when he was nearly 13, my brother Jem got his arm badly broken at the elbow. And this time around I just really appreciated the way that Harper Lee was able to tell all of these different stories and take us on that journey of being able to understand the events that led up to Jem breaking his arm. One thing that really shocked me this time around was that over the past 7 years I'd combined the two characters, Tom Robinson and Boo Radley, into one character in my head. So I thought that Boo Radley was a man who was African American and that lived a reclusive lifestyle. I thought it was really interesting that I'd combined those two, and I was thinking maybe it's because of the fact that they're both a symbol of this mockingjay. They are both kind of used as a symbol of this mockingbird idea that they do the town absolutely no harm, but they're persecuted for being who they are. So Boo Radley is persecuted because he lives a different lifestyle and he's reclusive, and Tom Robinson is persecuted because he is African American. One thing that I think I understood a little bit better reading it this time around was the whole discussion of rape and sexual assault during the case against Tom Robinson. Now, I understood what the definition of rape was, like in a clinical term, but I didn't really fully grasp the situation of it. So I was kind of seeing the whole trial in the same way that Scout was. She didn't fully understand or grasp the seriousness of this situation, but she knew that Tom Robinson was on trial for a serious crime. There is a lot of subtext in that trial scene. I don't think I fully understood all of it the first time I read it. I'm really glad that I reread it because now I can see how much darker the situation actually was. Alright, so since that was a really dark and horrible topic, I'm going to go to something a little bit more fun. So I really had forgotten about how much I loved the kids in this book. I love that whole school scene where there's a new teacher and the kids kind of have to teach her about the ways of the town. Just the way that the kids treated the teacher was just really cute. As well as that, I remembered my love of Jem Finch. I really, really like Jem Finch, and I remember liking him the last time I read him as well because he's the older sibling and I'm the older sibling, and I just kind of connected on that point with him. But something about him that I noticed this time around was the amount of character development he goes through. I feel like he really learns and changes and adapts. He learns a lot from Atticus, he learns a lot from what he sees in the town. I love that sometimes he comes across as like a tiny Atticus. That's really cute. Another thing I noticed this time around was Scout's attitude towards women. Now, I can kind of understand where she's coming from because the women that she's met seem to be ladies and they're all very two-faced at times and hypocritical. But I think she was forgetting that she had some really good role models. I mean, Calpurnia, for one, was a really good role model. Then she had Miss Maudie next door, I think, the woman that gardens. I thought I've always really liked Miss Maudie. And then I really liked Aunt Alexandra's kind of development, because when she first moves into the house you think, oh, like, here we go, it's all gonna go downhill from here. But I think she really develops and changes her ideals after the whole events of the trial. Those are the things that I noticed this time around, and I really can't wait to reread this again. I've given it 5 stars. It's just, I love this book so much. And I really want to know if you reread it before Go Set a Watchman came out, or if you read it for the first time, what did you think of it? If you have reviews and discussions and things like that, link it all below and I'll go and check it out. And now, it's unboxing time. Now, I tried to order this from Waterstones, but Waterstones doesn't take my card for some reason, so I had to go to Amazon instead. Yep. I did pre-order this, and then I found out that I was going to be going down to London for a few days when it came out, so my book arrived, but I hadn't arrived. So now I'm finally getting to open this, so how do we do this? I've never done an actual unboxing on my channel before. And this may be the reason why. So, I'm too small. I've had to stand on my tiptoes so you can see this happening right now. We're just gonna have to do it awkwardly. There we go. Okay. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so pretty. Ooh. Oh, it's one of those. Yeah, never mind. It actually looks a lot prettier in person than it did on Amazon. And actually what I like about this is the fact that there's orange here, and then obviously this one is orange, so they match, kind of. And it does kind of look like that kind of font that you would get on like old films, and underneath it just looks like this. I like the end pages. Look at it. It looks really pretty. So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and I've forgotten how I end my videos. I will see you all next time. Goodbye!